right, you're welcome back. So where we stopped in part one was when Dr. Sam told us about, global talent, focusing on people who have PhD. He gave some tips also for people who are currently doing their PhD and how they can, start building their CV to be able to apply for the global talent visa. So, Dr. Sam, what about those that don't have a PhD or don't have a research background? If they want to apply for global talent visa, how should they go about it?
Yeah, I think there's the Tech Nation. Actually, you don't need to have a PhD. You don't need to have a master's. I think the minimum should be a first degree, but that first degree should be in the tech industry. So we talk of cybersecurity, we talk of data science, software engineering, computer programming, and all those IT related stuff. So if you have a wealth of experience, typically 5 years and above, in that area of study, and you have a lot of projects to display, there's a lot of your work in GitHub and all that, you can apply for the global talent. And in that route, they will assess you based on your level of projects, the number of projects, the quality of your project, and then determine whether it will be of benefit to the UK in terms of the tech industry. But when you apply for those ones as a exceptional promise, you will typically have 5 years. You have to have 5 years before you are qualified to be settled, which we call indefinite leave to remain. But if you are in sciences and engineering, whichever route you take, whether it's the exceptional promise or the exceptional talent, or you came through working directly with any of the specified body in the UK, it's actually 3 years. And after 3 years, you are qualified to have your indefinite leave to remain. But other professions or other areas, it's actually 5 years, except for the exceptional talent. So exceptional talent visa is actually irrespective of your field. As long as you are an experienced technocrat or academics in that area, you actually be given 3 years. If you have a special prize, like, of course, anybody can be a Nobel Prize, for example, a Nobel Prize, you don't need to apply for any endorsement. You just apply for a visa directly. You just say the Home Office, I'm a Nobel, I have this prize. Maybe you have a prize for literature, or you have a prize for any scientific stuff in that area. All you just need to do is just apply directly. You don't need to apply for endorsement. That's just the only difference with that.
Hello. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is episode 2, part 2, with Dr. Sam on Immigrant Voices and Victories. If you've not seen the first episode, go and watch it. And if you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our insightful videos. And so I wanted to ask Dr. Sam, how has Global Talent Visa enhanced your career opportunities and professional standing?
Yeah, I think it has enhanced my professional standing in the academics line, which was my original thought. And I was actually involved in lecturing for close to 8 years. In the UK, also back in Nigeria, before I discovered I think I could do better in the industry. And having gotten the exceptional talent visa, I moved back to the UK from Nigeria and actually got involved in working as an energy analyst in the industry, which normally I wouldn't have gotten if I've not taken advantage of the global talent visa and also done well in my research studies.
Wow. So there's a lot of advantage to the Global Talent Visa, I guess. Is it safe to say that the Global Talent Visa is the best visa in the UK?
Yes, I think in fact it's in the same category with investors visa and innovations visa, because it's actually classified as tier 1 visa. And so what it means is that when you get the visa, you determine how many years you want to stay in the UK. between 1 to 5 years, depending on your situation, and it's auto renewable. So the only requirement is you need to work in your choosing area that you've been endorsed for, and then you could do anything that any other citizen could do. You are not restricted on anything except claiming public funds, but every other things that any citizen in the UK is entitled to, you're entitled. So it's a lot. It gives you a lot of freedom. You could change jobs, not like the tier 2 visa, where if you want to change job, you need to inform the home office. You don't need to inform the home office. If you want to change your jobs, you don't need to inform the home office. If you want to study, it's inclusive of your work visa. It's inclusive of your tier 4 visa, with student visa. So many things there. And then if you feel the UK is not for you, you could move to the US. There's similar visa in the US. There's similar visa in Australia. There's similar visa in Canada. So it's all good.
Wow, wow, so good. So, I know you run free data analysis classes um, as part of, your giving back. I just wanted to ask what inspired you to start this initiative?
Yeah, I think what inspired, it was not actually my idea. I'll give credit to Dr. Gibson, who actually batted the idea that the African community in general are lacking behind in the tech world, in software engineering. And in the Indians and the Chinese have already taken the pace, and the Russians, the Iranians, they've taken the pace in the tech world. And so Africans generally, and Nigerians to be specific, are doing well, but they are still far behind. So what we felt is Dr. Gibson was actually my pastor in London, and he has a PhD in computer science, and he's an expert in data analysis, data science, cloud computing, and IT related stuff. So he felt there's a way we could give back to the African community by organizing a free data analysis and data science skills. And what he did was he contacted me based on my experience as an academics, and so gave me the task to prepare the curriculum and actually get involved in the teaching, which we've started in the last quarter of 2022. What we did is, so far so good. We have a lot of students that comes into our platform, and you are trained for free. That's the good news. So we do our training for free, and it typically runs for 4 months. So we have 3 different classes. We have the favor class, which is for people from age 9 to age 16. So typically, we just teach them the practical application of mathematics and statistics, which is being taught in school. And then if you are age 17 and above, you are automatically get enrolled in our knowledge class, where you actually taught data analysis using Excel, SQL, and also Python. And then when you graduate from our knowledge class, you become a fully trained data analyst, and you can start applying for similar roles, either in the UK, anywhere in the world. So we train global data analysts who can work anywhere in the world. We show them office tips and all that. And then if you decide you want to take it a step further, and then you enroll into our wisdom class. So the wisdom class is a bit technical and advanced. It's typically for those who have graduated successfully from the knowledge class, and also those who have IT background and want to venture into the world of data science and machine learning. And then after another 4 months, you become a fully trained data science or machine learning engineer, and you can apply for similar role in the UK.
Wow, that's so good. So, how do you deliver these classes, and what impact have these classes made on the community?
Yeah, I think we deliver the classes every Saturday for the favor and knowledge class. And I will especially thank those who actually made it a success. Dr. Gibson, who is the originator, the wife, Dr. Victoria, he has a PhD in physics. And I am also involved in the curriculum design and actually involved in the teaching. I have a PhD in electrical engineering, so we are all accomplished academics in our chosen area of study. And what we do, we offer the training every Saturday for the knowledge and wisdom class, paper class, while now we've shifted the wisdom class to actually be on Sunday, because we've seen situation where some of our students are actually uh, studying, are actually in the knowledge class and also in the wisdom class. So we need to give them a break so they could get the whole training they desire to make them successful.
Oh, wow, wow. So these classes hold every Saturday. How can people apply to join the classes?
Next class is actually taking effect from January 2024. Like we say, it's entirely free. And at the end of the training, you get your digital certificate. And in addition to that, we can write reference to you if you are very active in the class. And also, we also train you on how to prepare for interviews and also how to prepare your CV to be submitted for job applications. So it's becoming a full academics, and you don't need to worry. Our modules, you can always come back anytime to finish it. It's just 5 months every Saturday. For the entire module, it's just 15 hours of lectures and tutorials. So it's not really stressful as people think.
The link to Co-Harvesters Ministry is going to be in the description section, and you will be able to, apply. The next set of classes are starting in January 2024. So there goes your New Year resolution. Start something new, learn data analysis, and get the best out of it. So beyond the classes, how else have you been involved in the community, Dr. Sam?
Proud to my current project in CHM platform. I'm actually involved in taking care of the homeless in London by housing them, giving them word of encouragement, and as much as possible, advise them on how to make their life better and live off the streets. And beyond that, we spent, I think, for consecutively 3 years, a particular month was set aside where we come together, I sleep with them, know their concern, and then make the necessary recommendation as it should be.
Wow. Are there any specific stories or moments from your community engagement that stood out to you?
Yeah, I think there are a lot, but the most important one is actually those who apply for the global talent. I could remember I've helped, like, out of 7 people, 5 of them actually got the global talent. So I'm good in giving free guidance and advice depending on your situation on how to apply for the global talent. And many people have actually followed my guidance and have been successful in their application, and they are in the UK with their family. Some are even due, some are already gotten their indefinite leave to remain, some others are on their way. And it's been a wonderful and rewarding moment for me.
Wow, so many success stories. It's always rewarding when you help people and give people guidance, and you see them succeed. And that's why Immigrant Voices and Victories is here to celebrate, extraordinary people like you who are, supporting, giving back to the community. And yes, I am one of those people, Dr. Sam, have given guidance on Global Talent Visa. We met through, another recipient of the presidential scholarship, Dr. Shegun Modupe, my bestie's husband, actually. So, what challenges have you encountered in your academic and professional journey in the UK?
Yeah, I think nothing really spectacular, except actually my PhD was actually in a course it's quite difficult. So, and the difficulty means that I spent an extended period to actually get my PhD. By the end of the day, it was worth it, because I was doing a course which has never been done in the 200 years history of the university, and actually the first in my department. So it stood me out despite the difficulty, and I was so proud that it gives me the opportunity to stay back in the UK and contribute to the electricity industry.
Wow. How have you been able to balance your life in
Yeah,
general? Your
I,
career, your personal life, and your community engagement?
yeah. I think the most important thing is to prioritize your goal in life. So before you set up for any activity or project, you need to be very sure and determined on what the end goal is, and then set in motions to actually bring it to fruition. And so one of the things you must do is, after you set up your goal, you now prioritize it. So because typically there will be competing goals that may require your attention. You don't have all the time. And so what you
Mm.
do is you set your priorities right. Is it your research, your academic sports, or your career? You determine which one, and then you allocate a time for such activities, and you stick to it. With time, you get used to it, because sometimes, irrespective of whatever you want to do, it can become addictive, and other things may begin to suffer. So your family life may begin to suffer. You may not have time for your wife and your kids and all that. So you need to be able to balance it. When you are free, you take time to build more your knowledge base by researching the internet and spend little time on the social media to actually focus on the real tasks of life. That's how I actually did my own prioritize or balance my work, career, and family life. So I just prioritize them and then set time for each individual activities that involves all these competing uh, event of life that requires my attention. My career, there's a timeline for that. My family, there's also a timeline for that, and also other social activities like going to church, involving community service, and like the CHM platform and all that. So that's exactly.
Wow, awesome. So looking back, what achievement are you most proud of in your personal and professional life?
Yeah, I think my greatest achievement is that I've empowered individuals. I have those who have helped academically and are doing well in their choosing area of research. As a lecturer, I've groomed a lot and also provide letter of recommendation to many, which has furthered their desire to study in different parts of the world. When I hear they contact me and give me their progress report that you've written, sir, do you know you wrote a recommendation letter for me, and I've actually secured an admission. I'm actually working in so and so places. There are a lot of them. I receive such kind of good news. I give guidance, sometimes offer monetary support to individuals, and it's been quite rewarding because at the end of the day, I'm actually moving, making progress in life, and those who have helped also are making progress in life. And so that's just the beauty of it. I think the other achievement I'm most proud of, which is actually my research topic, for me to successfully complete it, and being the first, not the best, but the first in the history of my university to actually have a PhD in wireless charging of electric vehicle. In Africa as a whole, we have just less than 20 researchers in the entire Africa in that field because of the technicality involved and the kind of software we use for the simulation. And this also paved way for me to actually get endorsed in the global talent. So it's actually something I look back and I'm proud of, and be able to actually contribute my quota in terms of technical advice in that area for some of the research bodies in the UK.
So is there anything you wish you knew when you started your journey in the UK? Is there anything you wish you knew?
Yeah, I wish I knew UK research study is actually as difficult as this. Maybe I would have prepared better. The other thing is, irrespective of what anybody tells you, to study in the UK is actually has its own difficulty, despite the availability of resources and amenities to make you succeed. There's a lot of competition, and so you need to be at the top of your game. And you need to research. There's a UK don't have a written constitution, so you need to research as much as possible and get information from people. If I knew earlier, I would have established relationships with people earlier and be able to know what I need to do and all the benefits that come with as a student in the UK. And I would have taken a lot of advantages on those benefits. But by and large, I think In the end, it's still a plus for me, and by God's grace, I have no regrets.
Wow, it's been a wonderful interview, Dr. Sam. And yeah, I've been learning a lot from you about one being able to set one's goals. So, what advice do you have for immigrants aspiring to possibly pursue higher education and a career in the UK, or people who are in the UK already who are transitioning into, a professional career, or people who are students? What advice do you have for immigrants?
Yeah, I think one advice I will have for people is look for a skill that is lucrative and in high demand and be the best in it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. For example, in the UK, we've seen situations where some particular industry, like the automobile industry, they are looking for panel beaters. So, and actually sponsoring visa to bring people who have the required knowledge in panel beating to come to the UK, and the same also applies in Canada. So, if as long as you are good, don't be discouraged by the state of things in Africa. Everybody is looking for anything that will make them survive. Identify your skill, identify your talent, work on it, and be the best in it. You will be successful either in the choosing country where you are, or opportunity will present itself and you will migrate. And so that's exactly what I would advise our people in Africa to actually think of. Just build yourself. Don't be distracted by what is happening in the country. Maybe there are some skills that is not lucrative in Africa, but they are lucrative in the West. So if that's your calling, please just work on it and then seek information on how to have that skill rewarded for you in a more lucrative way, rather than getting discouraged by the current situation that is being faced in your individual countries.
So that's for people outside the UK.
Yes.
Get a skill, learn a skill, your opportunity will come your way. What about people in the UK? What advice do you have for them?
I think it all depends on your status. The most important thing, if you are coming to the UK, ensure you are coming to study a skill. And if you have the intention of staying back in the UK, ensure you have a skill that the UK needs that could lead to sponsorship. So that's what I always advise people. If it's actually based on coming to the UK to study and then go back to contribute to the country of your origin, then that's also good. But the most important thing is, as much as possible, take advantage of every opportunity you have, because no one knows tomorrow. There's a lot of skills you could take advantage of, but ensure that you are very good in it and very diligent. And of course, the sky is your limit.
Wow, the sky is your limit. I like to say the sky is your starting point.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are too dependent to be limited. No limit. So the sky is your starting point. Everyone, Dr. Sam is just advising, whether you're in the UK or not, learn a skill, get a skill, perfect it. And when the opportunities present themselves, you just take it. Bishop Oyedepo said something. He said, when preparation meets with opportunity, success is inevitable. And I think that's a summary of what Dr. Sam has just said, that learn a skill, and when the opportunities come, you will be ready to take them up.
Thank
Is
you.
there anything else you would like to share about your journey, challenges, and success as we round up? Anything
Yeah,
else?
I think there's nothing else other than don't give up. So
Yeah.
winners don't give up. So you have experienced failures in my journey, and I'm not discouraged about that. You don't listen to people. At the end of the day, you're only responsible and accountable to yourself. And then when you become successful, it's to your benefit, not to anybody's benefit. So anybody benefiting after your success is just an addition. You are the first beneficiary of your success. So work hard. Don't be discouraged by what you see, and don't let other people discourage you, because only you know where you are coming from and actually where you are going to. So just keep up your work, and by God's grace, success will be yours.
Wow, by God's grace, success will be yours. What a wonderful closing remark. Know yourself, be yourself. Don't listen to people. Enjoy the people that benefit from your success, they are just a plus. You are the actual beneficiary of it all. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Sam, for coming
Thank
on
you.
Immigrant Voices and Victories, episode 2. We've had a wonderful time with Dr. Sam. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. This is Immigrant Voices and Victories, and more episodes are on the way. Our guests are diverse, from artists to scientists to community leaders. We're going to be having loads of guests. And I have no doubt that each of these journeys will inspire you on your next exploit, on your next big thing. We wish you all the best in your journey, and we hope that you've been inspired by this. Go learn a skill, join CHM classes, find Dr. Sam on LinkedIn, connect with him, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have a wonderful time. Thank you for joining today. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscription is free.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dr. Sam. Have a
Thank
great
you.
time. No
Bye.
limits. God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.